What's up, everyone? What's my story today? Well, today I want to talk about the pause. No, just kidding. Today I'll talk about that on another video. But today I actually want to talk about parenting. I want to do a little segment on parenting today. So the other day I was watching a video from Rob Dial. You might know him as the the mindset mentor, and he has videos on Facebook and YouTube. And so what he said basically in his video, which I really, really liked, was that if we as parents don't want to, if we don't heal our own trauma, what ends up happening is we pass that trauma onto our kids. Things like being stressed out, how we handle stress, how we deal with conflict, how we express love, all those things. We pass those things down onto our children, whether we realize it or not. And so if you're a person who's emotionally numb or just stress avoidant, and you think, yeah, I'm fine, nothing's bothering me, you're actually not fine. That unresolved pain doesn't just magically disappear. It gets passed down, and it gets passed down onto your children. Your children don't become what you tell them to be. They become what you show them through your actions, what they observe from you. And I'll give you an example. If you grew up in a household where there was a lot of shouting and screaming, or there was perfectionism, high expectations, or even withholding praise, if you don't heal that trauma, it's going to come out in the way you parent your children. And if you really, really look at the way you parent your kids, you might actually start to see some of those things that you didn't like that were happening to you when you were growing up, and finding it coming out in the way you're parenting, or seeing your children bring that out of you. If you're a parent, that should be at the top of your list to heal that trauma, because not only does it affect you, but it actually just perpetuates that trauma onto your kids, and it continues the cycle. Rob Dial ends the video with a really, really great line. And what he says is, if you don't heal what hurt you, then you're going to end up bleeding on someone that didn't cut you. And I think that's a very powerful line, because you really have to address those things, and not just for yourself, but for your children. You don't want to continue that cycle if it's something unpleasant and something that you wished didn't happen to you in the past as well. My wife and I are firm believers that our children are a reflection of ourselves. Yes, as parents, our job is to teach our children, but at the same time, it's our children who can teach us a lot as well, provided that we're listening to those lessons and observant of it and conscious of it. Children mirror our behaviors, and they put them on display for us to see. So if your child is doing something that you don't actually like, some sort of behavior, it wouldn't hurt to take a look at yourself and see if that type of behavior is something that you also did or you also do in front of them, but you may not necessarily be conscious of it. But they're just picking it up. They're like sponges. They react to the environment around them. They don't necessarily listen to everything that you say, but they watch. They watch what you're doing, and they actually mirror that behavior, and they adopt that behavior because that's what they learned. That you're the closest thing to them as a parent. So that's what they're learning from. And one last thing, on the flip side of that, if there's things that you're doing that are really good, you might also see that type of behavior in your children. So, as you can see, if you want to raise good little human beings, children, then you have to heal that trauma, because they're watching and they are listening to everything that you're doing, and they're observing your behavior. Okay? I hope that helps
anybody who's a parent who might be, going through a situation where they're not sure why their children are acting a certain way, or they're just seeing behaviors in their children that they don't actually like. I hope it helps. All right, have a good night, everyone. Take care. And please remember, share your story. Good night. Love y'all.